Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show.
Hurry and talk. Okay. Well, I had a great opening line and Kyle didn't record it.
A great line of, let's hurry and talk.
It was the simple genius that I am admired for.
Lo, these many years. We left him with a cliffhanger, the Johnny cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cornbread pancake. Next.
Okay.
Other than that, your mom thinks my name is Marcia.
Yes, and I actually just told her I'm going to do the podcast with Marcia, and she said, okay.
You're such a dick.
Look at my face.
Marcia and Laurie Show.
Do you see these two blotches on the side of my face?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm in the hotel. I'm at the Hilton. No, it's the Hyatt.
There we go.
Yes, in
Yeah,
Cleveland.
the Hilton's not punching anybody in the face.
It's not a punch.
Why do you have a red spot on your face?
No, but they have. Did you stay at the arcade when you were there with Maria?
Probably. Is it a super old-timey looking
It's
thing?
old-timey. It looks like an
Lot of wrought
inverted
iron?
cruise ship where yeah. And there's an atrium covering it, and it's called the arcade.
Yeah.
So
Downtown Cleveland.
Right. So I'm the mirror. There's like a close-up mirror in the bathroom that showed everything, and I was obsessed with my face all week, and I'm like, what's that? What's that? And so I saw these hairs that I hadn't seen before.
Right.
And so I immediately went to CVS and got some wax, and I waxed my face, and now it looks like I've been burned.
It's interesting that I would never do such a thing myself. Do you wax your own person?
No, I've never done that before.
I've never waxed my own person.
Right.
I leave that to professionals. And when I say professionals, there's $9 and a very nice Vietnamese lady.
I don't feel comfortable exploiting Asians by making them pull hair off my body parts.
I really do. I feel okay with it. I'm fine. I tend to tip well. And,
yes. But I do feel, even with pedicures, I mean, the people that do that tend to be immigrant Asian, and I feel very guilty shoving my foot in their faces and demanding service.
I did it in Vietnam, and then I just went to my Vietnamese ladies here, and I showed them my pictures of Vietnam.
Yes.
It was a bonding experience.
Oh,
I'm not
nice.
saying that we actually know each other at this point, but they know me as the lady who dips well and comes in not often enough for their liking.
Yes.
And she's constantly trying to get me to wax something.
By the way, listener, Jackie took off her sock to show me her toe,
Which was
nice. Absolutely unnecessary.
I could have just described how toes get painted.
Right. And then
you would have been fine.
Now you're trying to put your sock back on while you're filibustering about your foot.
So if there's any complaints about mic usage and the cords, it's all me. It's all Cation. Cation on the go. So
where were you this weekend?
Just up towards Visalia with Andy's mom.
Oh, right, family stuff.
So we did family stuff. I have a lot of shows. They'll already have happened. Mm-hmm. But tomorrow night I'm doing 45 at Second City.
Oh yeah,
I'm doing a long set. I got to work on the long set, right? I have to work on my new hour.
Oh my God!
So I'm going to try. I've been trying to because the last time I headlined at Salt Lake, I'm trying to do the hour without doing a couple of key bits, one of which sells merch, so it's actually quite difficult.
Oh, that's painful.
It's brutal.
Can't you just go long?
I could just go long. But when I eventually tape the next album, which won't be for a little bit, but
I don't have enough new stuff yet. So I Friday. Oh, so everything had to go on time, right? Everything.
Right.
I get to Thursday
because you had to work because you were working and then you flew.
No, well, Thursday was Thanksgiving, so I wasn't going to fly out on Thanksgiving.
Oh, right.
Okay. So Thursday, my kid goes to San Antonio to see his dad's half of the family by himself on a plane. That works. It's great. He has a great Thanksgiving.
Oh, good.
So I have no guilt of leaving and going to Cleveland because I get these pictures from my son with his brother, and
they're awesome.
Although I do feel like I'm in Cleveland, and Saturday night was, family night in downtown Cleveland. It's just Christmas and kids and family, and I'm like, and what am I? I'm just this mom in a hotel
You're more than a mom.
the arcade
You're a comic.
hotel.
You're a lonely comic.
Very
Old
lonely.
School lonely comic.
But I mean, as soon as my son
you didn't know what loneliness was until that kid was born.
I know.
So be grateful for that.
But even from the start, I didn't. He was born and his brother was in another state. Like even from the start, he's been split up all over the place, and now he's just boinging around from every place, and it makes me sad. My sister has such the perfect 2 kids, husband, Christmas tree. Like they cut down the Christmas tree. No, she's the mom. My mom. I know. It's all going for her.
Everything's working out for her.
Everyone's all in the same state.
They're in the same state, same building. They went and cut down a tree. They murdered a tree themselves.
It's a perfect triangle.
It's a perfect triangle.
So anyway,
are you comparing what's going on inside of yourself with how she looks from the outside?
Yes.
Thank you. Just clarifying, just letting everybody know that's a go-to for people.
So Friday, day after Thanksgiving,
right?
This is a very heavy travel weekend, Thanksgiving weekend.
Sure is.
So I have I think it's like a 10:20 flight. There's only 2 nonstops from LAX to Cleveland. Everything goes through O'Hare, which is a fucking nightmare. And if I had gone through O'Hare this morning, I would have been fucked.
Right,
coming back.
They had 6 inches.
Yeah. So it's. I admire our restraint right there, both of us.
No dick joke.
We didn't do a dick joke.
No dick joke.
Yes.
This is what we're training you people for. You insert your own dick joke. You can insert that joke when they insert. Okay. Exhausting.
So, so the flight leaves on time. I bumped myself up to first class, like I paid a $200 extra. So this is a very expensive flight for me because I wanted to get my suitcase and my merch on the plane. I didn't want it. I don't want it at baggage claim. Right? Yeah. So I get on the plane first, practically, get it in there. I brought 30 books. And 1 outfit.
And 3 pairs of underwear.
Barely wore anything. And
did you sell good merch?
I sold all my books.
There you go.
Yeah. And then the flight landed 10 minutes early. I'm first off the plane. I roll right into the car, and then I get to the hotel, and I have time to shower before the show.
Right.
Before the 2 shows on Friday. It's not a soft entry where you can do a Thursday fuck around, which I enjoy.
You're coming in hot.
Coming in hot on weekend shows. Haven't done a Road 50 since August, which is like 3 months.
Right.
And I did a lot of prep work. I was going over stuff on the plane. I was listening, which makes my voice make my head cringe just to hear my voice. And still I was on stage and I felt like I was just trying to remember what was next and stuff like that. Yeah. And I was just kind of doing an impression of myself, right?
Oh, interesting.
So next show, then you get the cobwebs out. Thank you. The cobwebs are out on what it really takes one show to get it all back.
Yeah.
But it's annoying that you even have to have one show.
That's why you like to come in on a Tuesday.
Yes.
So by Thursday, you're starting to knock it out of the park.
Right.
Friday and Saturday, they carry you off stage. Yeah.
So then the rest of the weekend, there were the shows. Artistically, I felt fine, and the crowds were a lot of holiday crowds. And I forget this every fucking holiday season, but Thanksgiving till New Year's are not normal comedy club patrons.
No.
At Hilarities, there's a lot of 3 generations at a table.
Right.
And people who hadn't seen comedy before, and it was just
they're
an
like,
event.
let's get out of the house.
Yes.
But we're still going to go as a unit.
Yes.
So there's 5 people who haven't seen each other and have just spent too much time together.
Exactly.
And they all have different senses of humor.
Yeah. So every show was work, but it was one where you could tease the crowd for being annoying and silence, and that was fine too. So they were fun shows, but the club kept apologizing. They're like, they're not normally like this. I said, that's okay. It's Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah,
that's
I
what's
get
happen.
what they're like.
Yes.
I regretted. Well, I didn't regret not working this weekend. I almost never regret not working a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Because I always think that it's going to be that,
Right.
It's a wrestling match to get people's attention.
Yes.
So we tried to do some holiday stuff. I could talk to you about Thanksgiving. I don't have a lot. So I'm doing 45 tomorrow at Second City, and then Wednesday I'm driving down toward Orange County to do a house show that's for a charity or could just be called charity show.
Is that what you wrote in your notebook?
It's what it's the name of the show is Charity Show.
Okay.
I assume there's a charity involved. I hope it's not Build a Tree in Azerbaijan. And
that's not a bad one.
That's a bad one. Only
Okay.
if you got to know, because if you're Armenian, the Armenians are constantly, hey, will you do our benefit to build a tree, to plant a tree in Azerbaijan? And it's like, you mean take over parts of Azerbaijan and plant a tree there as an Armenian? It's not okay. It's invasive. It's,
okay.
It's essentially...
So there are Armenians secretly trying to get other Armenian comedians to do shows to help Armenians invade other countries.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Sort of like, it's not the greatest Armenian. It's not, hey, here's books for kids in Yerevan.
Right.
Anyway, so I don't know what the charity's for, and it's an 8-minute set. I have to drive down to USC. And
USC?
Park. Yeah, it's by USC.
Oh, that's not terrible.
No, it's 45 minutes. It's fine. But
why don't you drive near USC and then take
a lift directly to the event? Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. I think I may do that. And then the last one is Thursday. I'm doing a Largo set with Sarah Silverman.
Oh, I thought
Thursday.
That gig already happened.
No, it's. I think we were. It's the only thing I've had to look forward to.
Oh my God!
Stand-up wise, is these 3 sets, and then on Saturday all this will have happened. But I'm going and flying to Colorado to do 2 sets, with Maria, in Estes, Colorado, which is about an hour and a half northwest of Denver.
Oh, neat.
So
I'm doing the 8th and 9th. I'm going to go to New York and I think I have like 9 spots lined up just to bang out the 15 I want to do on the Conan tour.
We're talking to people about doing these.
Yes, we have a couple of
actual
independent venues have contacted us about coming out, doing a Saturday night there, doing a podcast, a live show and a podcast.
Yeah.
We have a few things in the works.
Now, and you kept replying all, and the guy you were talking to today only replying to you. So I have no idea what decisions.
Adding you to it, it's annoying.
Right? It's. I'm like, I don't even know what he said last time, but okay. It's. I hope it all works out. Just tell me where and when to show up, and hopefully we'll make a pile of money. Or, yeah, and it's. I was also trying to figure out about bringing a feature on the road because. So Brandy Posey's going to feature for me in Minneapolis.
Oh, cool. Is she going to be out there already?
I don't know, but I got to talk to her about it because I think it's a there and back. I don't know if it's a there and back again, but I have a companion pass that I need to use for Delta. So it could be a free plane trip.
Does she have a place to stay?
She does have. She told me she had a place to stay because they don't put up features.
Nobody puts up features.
I know.
How the fuck are these people supposed
Goonies
to get stage
puts
time?
up features. Goonies in Rochester. Goonies in Rochester, Minnesota puts up features.
That's how desperate they are to get comics to Rochester.
Well, and that guy was super supportive. His name was, I think, Mark.
Hey.
And
sign me up.
Dave Waite was headlining, and our last, and Mary Santora? Mm-hmm. She was featuring.
Oh, everyone in Cleveland loves her. They are raving about her.
Yeah, she's an Ohio comic, though, isn't she? Yeah, do they like Sumak Tolgolker, too? He's a Sumak Tolgolker. I'm not saying it right.
Didn't meet him, I don't think.
I think he lives out here now, but he did a Dork Forest. His dorkdom was Saved by the Bell TV show. Anyway, I recorded the Dork Forest today, so I'm in a little bit of dork mode. I did one with Jen O'Donnell
that's
today.
So different from all your other modes.
All my other modes where I'm super cool. And last episode, I asked if anyone knew how to do this Instagram thing, and many people do. And now someone is doing it for me. So, cool. And I'm going to pay one of the younger comics who can do it to put it together.
Here's what I have to do for books. I need to just accept the fact that I'm going to pay $25 to, put luggage, check luggage. Okay.
Yeah.
And
work it into what each book costs.
Yeah, I hate that though. It's so wrong. And
you don't
maybe
have a
because I was
credit card?
raised with 2 free bags of luggage.
Well,
I can't believe I have to pay
Kyle,
$25.
let me tell you about the old days when the social contract was they would bring you your stuff and they would assign you a seat right away as they travel. That's what you were buying when you were buying a plane ticket. You and your stuff and a seat.
They didn't have the cages?
No cages. There was no just the dangling of popcorn balls that you headed towards.
Here's what I need.
I don't know where that came from. Popcorn balls there was a good silence there.
Sometimes you're riffing, you just got to let your mouth take over and you cross your fingers that it's going to be worthwhile. So I have a good carry-on bag. It's the Conan suitcase. But I kind of like colored in the Conan, just doesn't. I don't want it to always look like, oh hey, I work at Conan. You could see it though if you squint, right? But I need what I need. So say I'll fill that one with books.
Did you fly JetBlue? Would you fly?
This was United. I'm just saying for the future, this is my new plan. So fill that one with books. So $40, $50, okay? I'd rather come home with a few than not have any to sell on Sunday, which is basically what happened last week. And then have a duffel bag with wheels that fits in to the carry-on bag when the carry-on bag is emptied of its books. So that way I can come home, sell a bunch of books, and stick the duffel inside that suitcase, the Conan case, and then put that on the plane. And then I don't pay the $25 on the way back. Do you see what I'm saying? Like empty out all the merch and put the second bag in it.
You're thinking ahead.
Yes, but it's got to have rollers because I don't want to be carrying a duffel bag and my backpack to the plane up and down a terminal. I need to be able to roll it.
And yeah, entirely.
Okay.
That's one of the good things that you kids have done. You've invented roller bags. And so...
Stop saying you kids. I will. Stop it. I won't be on this podcast with you any longer.
She's stomping out right now. So wait, but why don't, for the millionth time, why don't you have a dedicated airline with a credit card that gets you free bags?
I guess I haven't.
Because you should make that. If you get
you're right.
If you
I did get a Delta credit card. I just haven't used it.
The Delta Gold, which is free, or whatever. I think
the American Express.
Yeah, the first American Express. I think it might be $100.
Yeah,
but which is pejorative if you don't have $100, but you do, and it pays itself off in 4 trips, 2 trips, because 25 each way.
You always have to take Delta, and I mostly take JetBlue.
Right. So does JetBlue have?
I have their credit card. But
you have their credit card?
No, they don't give me that stuff.
You don't get free luggage with their credit card?
No.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And the next thing I'll say is Southwest Airlines. Is you got to fly more Southwest because the bags are free.
I don't do a lot of Southwest gigs. I don't do a lot of gigs where, but I'm not going to stop at Phoenix and then Las Vegas and then Omaha before I get to my gig.
Yeah, the way your schedule is, it is very hard.
I need nonstops.
You need nonstops. You might have to end up paying for luggage then, which is what you've traditionally done.
It angers me, and it's not that much.
But so think of the benefit though, because you don't have to stop in 3 places,
right?
And I sat next to a woman on Southwest, and she could not have wanted to be chattier to me on the way back from Salt Lake City. And I was like, lady, it's a lot.
Did you put your headphones on?
I had them on, and I had a book in my hand.
Oh.
And she was still like, so what do you think? And nope. I make a big show of taking the headphones off and then going, even though she had yelled it.
Yeah.
She had yelled it and I had heard what she said. I was like, I'm sorry, I had my headphones on. What did you say?
I love
and then I make a big show of putting it back on.
Do you have those big, bows?
I do now.
They're not buds, right?
They were buds. I've seemed to have broken every set of, and they're not cheap, and I can't.
They end up in whales' tummies, I can't take this world anymore.
The world is heavy. It's a heavy load right now. It's so we went to Mars week. We can now see another planet that we could fuck up. Did you see that? You see that they landed a thing on Mars? And I was listening to NPR, and this woman, the scientist, was like, "So the first thing we're going to do is dig." And I was like, "Is that the first thing? Why is the first thing we fucking do anywhere is dig into the ground? Why don't you just look around? What the fuck?"
Jackie, we're humans. We're built to self-destruct. It's pretty clear.
We're on a slow road. Super slow road.
It's speeding up.
It's speeding up here at the end.
Okay, so I took a lift to the pool in Cleveland. I went to Cleveland State University. Has something. It's called the Busby Natatorium.
Nice.
It's a nice 50-meter pool. They had a bulkhead separating. So I was able to watch the diving team was working out on Sunday.
Super fun.
Synchronized diving. Between
Synchronized diving.
sets, I just look up and watch the divers. It was really cool.
It's one of my favorite things in the Olympics, the Summer Olympics, is diving.
Yeah.
Just because they're so up high, and then they can do all those things.
Yeah.
It's like that. I'm a simple woman of the people sometimes.
You are a simple lady.
And I said it nicer.
And you did. So, but my lift over there, the guy, it was a white guy, right? And where you coming if you went from Los Angeles? Oh, two of my favorite comedians were evacuated, as they said on their podcast. So immediately I'm angry because I know you and I were not evacuated,
Right.
so we're not his favorites.
So, right, already.
He doesn't know I'm a comic.
He doesn't know
No.
that you're a comic.
No. So
Oh my God, he's just digging a hole for himself,
huge hole.
tip-wise.
Got way worse. So then he goes, so I said, who's that? He goes, Joe Rogan. And I'm like,
Pen
that's
into
a very,
eyeball.
very dude. Joe Rogan's great.
Dude bro.
Very dude.
But
Very
dude
dude
bros
heavy.
are the super, those are who love that show.
Yes. And he goes, Tom Segura. Now,
Right.
Tom Segura does a podcast with his wife, Christina P.
Brzezinski. It's
I was gonna take a shot at it, and then I just said,
I took a shot at it. I'm wrong.
She goes with Christina P. She's
She
fine
does
with
go
it.
Christina P.
So he didn't mention Christina, he just said Tom. So that made me a little annoyed too. So then I go, yeah, and then conversation ebbs and then starts back up again, and somehow he asked what I was doing.
Yeah, and somehow
I said,
you tell him.
I'm a comedian. I'm at Hilarities.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, usually my favorite comedians go to the Improv. And then I was like, you know what? I don't have to talk to this guy anymore.
Nope. No, you don't. That is a guy who does not want a 5-star, and he doesn't want a tip.
I tipped him.
Oh, did you? Did you
But
5-star?
not as much as the black grandmother of 25 who gave me the ride back to the hotel.
Oh, from
She
swimming?
got double the tip.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, here's that's why I usually, if I don't like the Lyft driver, and this is compelling Twitter talk, I will tweet, should I tip him or give him a low score? And everyone's like, keep his score high.
I put up kind of a little poll. I kind of relayed that conversation and said, do I tip or not? And then, all of a sudden people this is the first poll I've done where anyone ever voted on it. And people were replying, you should always tip. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm just being an asshole. Okay. I always tip. You don't
I have
need
an
to swoop in
agenda of
and tell me how to
jackassery
be.
that I have to fulfill right now because I'm sitting through some guy who only likes super broy dudes. And it doesn't matter how nice Joe or Tom are to me.
Yes.
Their fans they're Neanderthals.
Yes.
They're a bunch of knuckle draggers, and some of them are perfectly funny and nice and sweet knuckle draggers.
Uh-huh.
But don't fucking kid yourself. They're a bunch of bullet heads.
That guy didn't list any female comics.
No. And if he did, it would be like, oh, I like women comics, Phyllis Diller. And you're like, I'm going to murder you. And because I was
Lucille Ball.
she didn't do stand-up constantly. Trying to explain to people that Elaine May was part of a duo. She's more of a writer. I'm like, oh, Christ, I'm older than you. Why are you referencing people that are 100? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about merch for this.
For our podcast.
And I love that poster I forget who made it now. Super nice of me. Of all the comics of the week, you know?
Oh.
You know the image that used to be on the top of the Twitter feed? Chris had it on the top of the Twitter feed.
No.
It's on the comic of the week page.
Okay. I'll look.
And it's just that purple thing that has everyone's names.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I like that image, but I was thinking, could you pick something even more harder to travel with than a pile of books? And it's posters to sell fucking posters.
No, who wants posters?
And college. No, I mean, nobody wants to put.
Nobody wants a poster.
A poster of all women comics would be neat.
But their names, not pictures. Come on,
just names.
Just names.
Oh, I want all the names.
Oh,
and I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want it to be better looking than what's in my head, and I want it to be smaller and more easily transportable. But because I can't think of.
Hey, Jackie, what's this podcast called?
The Jackie and Laurie Show?
Yeah. Guess who I want on our merch?
Marsha?
Jackie and Laurie. And that's it.
What about Marsha?
I don't want to drag 180 other female comics in on this.
You're right. There should be work.
God dang, we do enough.
We're What was that? Didn't we do enough?
We do enough.
We do enough. You said doo-doo. So you're right. It should be just us, but I don't know what to do with that either. Just what, a picture of a giraffe and a golden retriever? What are we looking at? I don't know what I am in that.
I just ordered, I'm going to order 200 more Shitty Moms.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
So you're selling books. Did you bring any CDs?
I didn't. I didn't
you
have room.
Probably a case of CDs sitting around.
I do, and I barely had room for underpants. I was so because
you should have wore several.
I
pairs.
wrapped my.
Have you ever thought of just wearing all of your clothes?
That's a great idea. It is a great idea.
It's a joke.
And then you wash them in the tub.
No, it's a Frontier. It's a Frontier Airlines joke. Did you have a bathtub?
Yeah,
that's always nice.
It's a Frontier Airlines joke?
Yeah, somebody does a joke about flying Frontier Airlines and wearing all their clothes. So they didn't have to pay for things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. Something about books, but never mind.
Oh, and so I'm also, this is what, okay, so a couple of people had things they wanted us to talk about.
Right.
One was that the Improv is now cracking down on comics filming their own sets.
What?
Yeah.
Where? I mean, all
Hollywood
over,
Improv.
Okay.
The one in Hollywood. Just
I thought
short
they kind
sets.
of always did, right?
Well, the weird thing is they have a setup like Flappers where they just
do?
record it anyway.
Oh.
So I don't understand how you couldn't just get it from them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have cameras. Maybe the cameras aren't as nice. Because usually the angle's weird when it's the club. Because they're always worried about losing seating.
Right.
And that's the only reason I know that there used to be, back in the way back times, it was a camera setup would take up a prime table.
Sure.
And I could understand why the club would not want you to do that, because that's a $100 table, right? That's 40,
right.
You know, whatever. And but that is no longer the case. People can put it in the back, zoom in with their
you put your iPhone on a tiny tripod,
and it's all good. So, but they were busted chops, I guess, over the weekend.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Someone get in trouble?
well, affected the set.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
This person said that their set didn't go well.
Why?
Because they got into a bit of an altercation with the staff who were like, you can't do it. You can't record your own
Oh, and
set.
they wanted to record and they were counting on it?
Yeah, because they're always looking for good tape, I guess. And the weird thing is I mean, I don't understand why Flappers, and the only reason I could think why Flappers and the Improv and the Ice House record every set is because they're hoping we die after becoming hugely famous, and they can somehow release it.
Sure. Our loved ones aren't going to sue.
No, our loved ones will be bereft. Who has loved ones? We're comics. No, I'm kidding.
Or it's, people want to buy tapes. Comics want to buy tapes.
Right.
A lot of the newer comics, what one would call bringer comics, will buy tapes.
They'll buy the
Right.
and you can pay to get your set on a stick or on a DVD. And that's done at several clubs, but the Improv doesn't do that.
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of. They don't sell you your set, to my knowledge. It's always weird that they sell you your set. I mean, it sort of made some sense, but maybe because I was a new comic at the time, when they had to give me a VHS tape. But I remember I had to bring my own VHS tape.
Right. I mean,
so
they do put up the gear. They buy the electronic. They do all that kind of stuff. I don't like paying for a tape, and I usually just tip somebody. Maybe because I'm at a higher stature than a bringer comic,
right?
But
we're at a different level of that. Where if we stood up for ourselves, the staff might fold. It's
yes, but they are providing that stuff. You don't have to hire someone to come out and do it, and you don't have to worry about somebody stealing your iPhone while you're on set. What
if you're doing like a $7 set at some club, or a free set,
right?
And they're giving you guff for recording it? That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No. You should be able to pop, especially if there's room in the back or something like that.
Yeah, like you're
for
not
sure.
taking up a table or something.
Correct.
That'd be weird. Like if you have, I got a boom mic coming in. Is that weird? Someone's going to be in a Steadicam?
I think they're all secretly waiting for us to do a Michael Richards and give them the tape of a lifetime that they can distribute to all the entertainment
That's what
channels.
I think. That's what I think as well. And plus, I mean, to some extent, it also covers their ass if something like that does happen.
Right.
Because, so that makes sense. It's, I'm the evil one to some extent. I'm like, and then the other thing that I was told that we should discuss, and I don't know where we're at here. I forgot to look. 29. So maybe we'll do the comic of the week and then the other thing.
Okay.
And which is, we haven't done her.
This is shocking.
It is shocking. It's shocking we haven't done 100 comics, but
I know. Every time there's one where some of these ladies I don't know, and we have to kind of investigate a little bit. And then I assumed we had done Emmy Blotnick.
Emily Blotnick, or Emmy.
Yes.
Yeah, it is Emmy Blotnick on Twitter, right?
Yeah, but on her birth certificate and her Christian name is Emily. So yes,
Right.
You're right as well.
And I have seen her, but I don't know,
She's
York,
in New
right?
York now.
Yeah.
She's super funny,
Really?
super smart.
And she was in that article with Janelle James.
Yes, and
in the
Lisa
New York-
Traeger.
And Lisa Traeger.
Yes.
And but the stuff they were quoting, I was like, oh, this is awesome, you know? And I remember her being super funny from the get. Emily
and she
Blotnick.
writes on Colbert.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
So, it's all working out for her.
She's got all going on, but she's great. Check her out.
Check her out. Emily.
Her Conan
Emmy
was
Blotnick.
awesome.
It's EMMYBLOTNICK.
I went down to see her because usually we say hi to the comics.
Yeah.
And she was, I think, wasn't there, or she was roaming around, or she wasn't there when I was there. And then then after the show, I think we had a meeting, so I didn't go down to say hi, and I still feel guilty about that.
Oh, that you missed out on?
Yes.
And
just
but
saying
great
hi.
set though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she is she's wontiful. So
Okay, so
here
what's
was
the
the
other thing?
suggestion, and this is true and I for some reason have put it off, but just because a lot of clubs will not headline, and women or without credits or what. And, a litany of reasons. And so what this comic was telling me was that they offer to do a Tuesday, Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And for essentially low headliner money.
Right.
And that can be as little, in my opinion, this is low
That's the
headliner money.
gateway.
Yeah, it's a gateway. And if you can do Tuesday, Wednesday, and I think I've held back from offering that myself.
You shouldn't have to now.
Well, I think I felt that I deserve to do the weekend. And I'm like, but do I want to do the weekends?
Why
like,
not,
wouldn't it be
though?
more fun to do, like, people who come to see stand-up on Tuesdays and Wednesdays want to see stand-up. People who come on Fridays and Saturdays want to see a movie.
Yeah, I mean, but you're a comic. You work weekends. That's what the show. That's what the gigs are, man.
That's what the gig is. It feels a little bit like creating a special space.
Yeah, I kind of worry about doing that because then you're not getting a sample, just a general sample of the audience. You're getting people that are already into you, which is
what Maria does on purpose. But
yes.
she can fill the room and make the money.
Is one of the few that makes that work financially.
Right. And the reason they want the rest of us to do this, and I don't know that they want it, but the reason that I think it works is because and we've talked about this before, is that there's some comics who can only work Friday, Saturday. And so then there's a Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday
so
that
like
need to be fulfilled.
The feature for that Friday, Saturday will be the headliner on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Sometimes they'll give them a split week, but this is but other times you could offer, like I could offer to do this. It would.
Is there a club you're thinking of doing that?
There's any number of clubs I'm thinking of doing that at. It's just because clubs I haven't been able to get back into. And
yeah, but is that the reason why? I mean, maybe
is it like setting myself up?
Like, hey, I'll do
like shorting myself on.
Yeah,
this.
right.
Like putting myself in this box.
Mm-hmm. Like they're like, no, you're a regular headliner. You don't want them saying that to you,
right?
But
I know.
Are there some clubs you just feel like?
Yeah. She never books me.
Oh, yeah.
And has offered the Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh.
And it feels like a little bit of putting myself in jail, instead of, because what if I fill it? If I kill, then maybe they'll bring me back for the weekend. But I'm so sick of
not
waiting.
a club you've already worked though before. That's not a bad
That's
idea.
new,
That's
right?
not a bad idea.
Right.
And
then,
that club is super picky. And I mean, a lot of good comics have been pushed out of that club because
there's so many comics.
Yes,
And
right. So if that you're getting that offer, that's not a bad one.
So, and it's but it's, I mean, like there's just so many clubs, and I was thinking about
Wait, which one? Helium?
any of the Heliums,
Right?
Because the Helium guy doesn't book me, but he might book me on a Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well, why would he book you on a Tuesday, Wednesday if he doesn't book you? Is that the guy that doesn't book female headliners?
He doesn't book hard. He books 6 female headliners, and he books
A year.
and he books.
Is that a hard number that he feels is admirable?
I barely. I
just don't pay
I couldn't
attention?
pick him out of a lineup. Quite honestly, I'm so sorry to tell him. But I'm sure. I'm sure his children love him.
No,
whatever.
No,
I don't know.
saying, does he feel like? Does
That's
he say
not a strong policy. No, I don't know that that's
Okay,
a policy.
okay.
That's the numbers that everyone who sent me the lists from his different clubs. Because remember, I asked.
Right.
It was 6. It was every single club was fucking 6.
Wow.
6 women headliners a year, and almost exactly the same 6.
Oh,
All of them who
Right.
have TV shows. And he's missing
who
some of the
should be
women who
working
have TV
theaters.
shows. Yeah. Right. And who should be working theaters, but for
Right.
some reason, no one seems to be able to fill those damn theaters. But they can fill the clubs, and they're all great comics. These women are all great comics,
Yeah.
but they're
But there's a lot of guys that you haven't heard of that are getting plenty of headlining work, and there's plenty of women maybe you haven't heard of that would do great.
Right. There's 6
and
women
also deserve to get
right.
headline
There's
work.
about 6 to 9 people of color, and that's and gay, including
Yeah.
all of it. 9
Wow.
men who happen to have not be straight white guys. So that's, and it's just such a, I mean, we've talked about it, but I mean, so it's. I think though, but he claims that he does this for the money, right? The Helium guy is that he only books women who can fill. He doesn't say women. He says he only books comics who can sell out the rooms on the weekends, and that's why he does it, because he's got the numbers. Except for that, he clearly isn't, because there's this guy who works everywhere and every year and cannot. And he is funny, but who gives a good goddamn? And
I know. There's a lot of guys like that. I know they're not filling, and I know these are all Groupons. This isn't a sold out full
here's
price
the same
show.
guy, but shorter. Same fucking dude, but shorter.
Yes.
It's yeah. I don't know if you know that guy. And so,
Yeah, I know.
right. But and so he
And
says
then, I mean,
that-
also they don't release their numbers, so it's not like you can debate them. And they make it sound like they're being forced by the economy
agents.
or the money to they can only work these 6 women, which is
right. Well, so what I'm
that's-
thinking is that he might give me, because I like those towns.
Yeah.
I want to do Philly.
Yeah.
I want to do South
But there's a
North
punchline
Carolina.
in Philly now.
It's is there?
I think
And
so.
there's I want to do North Carolina. I want
Yeah.
to do Kansas City. I am doing the new club in Kansas City.
That's great.
There's going to be a brand new club.
Is that
in
their
Kansas
club?
City. No.
Okay.
A Helium club?
Yeah.
No. But
that-
they have.
did they
have
take over
St.
Charlie
Louis, I
Good-
think.
did
Yeah, they
they-
took over Charlie Goodnight.
Oh, that's such a great room.
Yeah, I never played it.
I worked there with Tim Wilson.
Okay.
God, he fucking murdered.
Sure he did. Why wouldn't he?
May he rest in peace.
Right.
I think the road
now.
killed him.
The road will kill you.
That
the
dude
road
was driving to every single gig.
At
He
that-
was so funny. And he was working full weeks. He never got on the Ron White level. I don't think where he could, it wasn't flying on a
Right.
private jet. He was driving 12 hours, doing
Yeah.
like the Bob and Tom sort of Midwest South thing.
Yeah, nowhere near Ron White. I mean, the
Oh,
thing
but
is
he was so funny.
no, Tim Wilson, he was an old school road dog.
Yeah.
And those guys lived to be 62 years old.
Yeah.
And then they
Seriously.
died. Yeah, because
He might have died earlier than that.
he
though.
might have,
I
because
think
some
he
of
was
them
in his
died at
50s.
57.
Yeah.
And it's what it is it's like if Ron White did that, Ron White would be dead.
Yeah.
Because
fame saved Ron White's life. That's not common.
That is not common. That is not the go-to. And
but it's like no sleep. It's a lot of driving,
too much drinking,
too much
a little
smoking, a little, yeah, exactly, and
too many late nights.
Yes,
if you are the type of person who wants to get laid on the road, you can get laid, and if you're a 57-year-old dude, that will kill you. Especially if you have to get up again at 6 a.m., drive 7 hours, and then do 2 more shows the next night.
Yes.
Or even 1 more show.
Right. Call in, do radio, drive.
Oh, call in, do radio, and then drive.
Yes.
And then, or I bet you, because I haven't done driving road in 10 years, right?
You haven't done what?
Driving road. You know, like where you drive, the road where you
just
drive.
that kind of stuff. Yeah. One-nighters.
But I bet you, if one-nighters, where if you have a show that night at 8, you've got radio at 6:30 and an 8-hour drive ahead of you, you're in your car doing radio.
Sure. Oh, yeah,
on the phone.
I used to pull over and do radio from payphones.
Yeah, I would do it from payphones.
Yeah.
But now you could just keep going.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And, you're lucky if there's a Chipotle. And you're just like, I fucking love this. Anyway, but yeah, Tim Wilson's great. He was great.
Well, yeah, those are a lot. That's a lot of work that you would do great if you had.
If I had, it would be. And he's, the guy who owns Helium also owns that Ticketmaster thing.
He owns Ticketmaster?
Not itself? Ticketmaster. He owns a company that sells tickets.
Okay.
And all of his clubs use it. It's like not an Evite, but Eventbrite.
Okay.
It's like that.
Okay.
But it's specifically, he catered it for his clubs, and then he has sold it to other clubs.
And this is, I heard now he knows how the other clubs are doing with other comics.
Yep.
Oh.
And so he can say, I don't book that person, but let me see what their numbers were when they were in Austin, Texas, or when they were in El Paso, or whatever.
That's nasty.
Yeah, because he makes the clubs pay for the software, and then he culls all their mailing lists and information.
I mean, someone's going to do well in one city and not do well in another city, but that's also,
or they're going to do perfectly fine in both cities.
Yeah, but you can't always follow the comic. You have to sort of go, hey, I'm going to have this person this year, and I'm bringing them back next year, and build a following with them. That's kind of what a club owner has to do in a way. You don't have to do it every single week. You have your big money weeks, just like us comics. We have big money corporate gigs or something, and then we work for $7 the next night. You know,
right? It's the club itself. I mean, to own a club, there's a couple of different ways to do it, right? I mean, you have to either love the comedy or you got to love the business. And if you can somehow make them both work together, you win. Like the new club outside of Phoenix, the little one, the Tommy.
Stir Crazy.
Stir Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a comic, but he also wants to run a business.
Yeah. But
he wants it to be a fun comedy club.
Yeah.
So it's
a great club.
Right. It was a great club. I was there. It was early. I think they're in their first year. And we've talked about it, that he was already in the black 3 months in, which is unheard of. But that's because he has been around comedy clubs. I mean, I think if it's like when you were telling me about the club, where the club owner was just handsy and kind of weird. And I think that's all ego. That a guy buys a club and has a club because he wants to be around. He wants to be the person who knows all the funny people.
Yeah.
Has a lot of very young, pretty women.
There's a lot of people like
him.
that.
Yeah. And what comics consistently forget, myself included, is that we're the cool ones. They want to hang out with us.
That's right. You and your Santa Claus jacket and me and my robe. We're the cool ones, man. We're the fucking cool ones.
There's a Christmas story. You and your Santa Claus jacket and me and my robe. And Kyle is the mouse. Are you the mouse? The giantest mouse in the world? The giantest.
Well, you are wearing a red jacket with white fur. It is a bit of a Santa Claus jacket.
I only wear it after Thanksgiving and until January 6th. And this jacket is essentially, I bought it in Australia in June because I forgot that Australia in June is their winter. And so I needed a coat. And we do this in your garage, so it's often chilly.
I just turned the heater off.
No, I know.
You want me to turn it back on?
No.
Okay.
No,
and I got you hot chocolate
I know.
Didn't I serve everybody well?
Talk amongst yourselves. The hot chocolate was amazing. I just remembered when you told me the ironwork with that hotel, which is walking distance across the street.
The arcade, yeah.
Yep. And then that club has got like 5 different rooms. And
that club's got a cabaret room and So I was thinking, okay, if a mass shooter comes in, first of all, I don't know where he's going to get lost.
Right. He's not going to be able to find
He's just going to end up in a closet trying to find people to shoot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's going to kill himself, and it'll be good riddance. Wow. Get some help. Okay, so
Kyle, where are we?
46.
Oh, that's not far enough.
It isn't.
Oh, wow.
It is.
So what shows you doing the week that this comes out?
Okay, I'm this comes out on the 3rd. So I'm in Los Angeles, and then I'm going to be in New York on the 8th and 9th doing stuff at Stand Up and the Broadway and Gotham.
I'm doing Tarrytown with Maria.
Oh, well, you'll be in New York too then.
Yeah, sort of.
Are you going to come into the city at all?
No.
Okay.
No, I can't imagine. Yeah, I think it's...
Are you guys are just popping out there for 1 or 2 nights?
Yeah, I think it's...
You're going to hang around New York City at your feet?
No, and New York City's going to have to be at my feet in January or February.
Oh, right.
We're going to... January 17th, I think, right?
No, we're doing February 16th at QED. We're at QED in Astoria, Queens. We're going to do a podcast and a show.
Here it is. It's I'm
9:30.
doing Albany on the 5th and Tarrytown on the 6th, I think. It's something like that. So go to Maria's website.
Desperately want to work Albany.
Albany, New York. Oh,
yes.
right, because you have...
I have graves to visit.
Right.
My great-grandfather reportedly built a house that you can still see the outline of it. It's kind of like all...
Who reported this to you?
My dad. He used to play there as a child. And he said that my Uncle Jack and his cousin Jerry wrote their initials in concrete with their fingers when it was wet. And
sure.
I want to see that.
Right, I wonder.
And then there's all my ancestors that I have to thank for, coming all the way over here.
Right.
I want to see. I feel like if I visit all these places my dad was from, I'll get more clues as to who he was, and then I'll understand myself more. But more, I'll understand him a little bit more.
You have a font of wisdom.
Font,
yes. F-O-N-T.
Mm-hmm.
Font,
F-O-U-N-T in that.
Maybe, probably.
Font. Yes.
Whatever it is, your mom knew him for a long time.
Oh, her?
Yeah.
No.
I love the bookend of no's. No. You don't want to ask how they met and their stories.
Oh, I know how they met.
I know, but
he followed her into the pharmacy and he kept stalking her until she said yes to a date.
Oh, well, that only works if she's actually attracted to you, gentlemen.
And it's 1954. Yeah.
Yes. You're going to go look at your dead relatives' grave sites.
I read Ironweed and another William Kennedy book. I forget. He's written like a trilogy of books about the Irish going to immigrating to Albany.
Okay.
Everyone loves the Irish in Boston. Yeah, we get it. Everybody, the Kennedys, okay, but they went other places too, and they went to Albany. And they built Albany. My great grandfather was a fire chief of Albany.
Oh, nice.
Yes, when he died, he had an obituary in the New York Times.
Okay,
that's all I want. I want to beat that fucker. You think you're the best, Kilmartin? You're not. I'm going to beat you.
Well, first of all, you're going to have to go to firefighter school. Second of all, I would say I have never cared about where like I've never wanted to go to Armenia. I've never wanted to go to Turkey. I wanted to go to Turkey only to see where the Trojan horse supposedly was, but that's because of classic studies. It's not because of the Armenians. And because I'm always like, my father's never been supportive of. He's always like, well, thank God she went through it, so we didn't have to. And I was like, you know that everyone died.
Terrible attitude.
You realize that's a genocide you're talking about. He's like, yeah, you would have wanted to grow up. You would have been a shepherd. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Keep it together, Elliot. And but he's whether he's joking or he's not joking or what he's riffing on, it definitely made me never care. I necessarily want to go to Armenia.
But after he's gone, you might feel differently.
Right. Well, maybe I want to go to 29 Palms because that's where he spent the 50s. So, yeah, that's where he was
stationed. Or something? Okay, yeah.
And matter of fact, I think my brother told me that one of my brothers was like, "There's a movie. It's set in 29 Palms. It isn't a good movie. There's one good scene," and then it went on for a long time. Him telling me about the one good scene. I can't even remember the name of the movie. He said, but it was set in 29 Palms and it was shot when Dad was there, so you should get it for him for Christmas. And I was like, okay.
My dad was stationed at the Presidio in San Francisco. Can you imagine anything so beautiful? It's right at the base of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's not a base
like a
anymore.
Park. Yeah.
It's amazingly gorgeous. Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
He was in the Navy, right?
No, he was in the Army.
Oh, weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad was in the Navy. And
so he was stationed in a desert. Maybe so he wasn't the best sailor the Navy ever had.
Right. Oh, he was not. I think that we could say that without any sort of irony.
We're going to get you away from water, sailor.
Yeah. I think that he didn't re-up because they were going to put him on a ship. Mm. And he was like, no. He doesn't like boats. He likes to fish from the shore. Mm-hmm. And it's like that. Anyway, so what are you doing for Christmas?
I'm going to Japan. Take my son to Japan. So I will be off stage for 12 days.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you see if you.
I will lose everything. Well, I think things are close because it's a holiday there. I remember trying to find a set there last time I went there at Christmas before by myself.
I can email my guy in Asia.
Okay.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because then it'd be really fun to do. You'd be like,
and my son would be so excited to see me.
He's like, oh, finally, I can sit around the hotel room while you go to do a set again in my life. But yeah, no, that's cool. We're going to Milwaukee because I'm in between Acme and Ann Arbor.
Oh, yeah.
So there's only 4 days, and I forgot that it was actually right around Christmas week. But Andy's going to come back.
You're doing Ann Arbor for New Year's Eve?
Right before New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not doing anything New Year's Eve. And guess what? Happy as a clam.
Yeah, I mean, I used to feel like I wasn't a comic if I wasn't working on New Year's Eve, but I'm a comic.
You're a comic. Even if you don't do stand up for 12 days in Japan, you're still a comic.
I'm still a professional comedian. Yeah.
We've had a breakthrough. Where are we at?
54.
54.
Oh my God.
I wish the breakthrough had come through at 59. I would have bailed. But
why is this one so hard?
I don't know, because I'm
tired. I've had no sleep. Because I had to wake up at 5 a.m, and then every time I have to wake up early and then work a long day, I worry the entire night about how tired I'm going to be.
Yeah.
Guess what? Self-fulfilling prophecy. I didn't sleep at all last night in Cleveland, and then I slept 2 hours leaning against a window on a plane,
right,
with a guy in the middle seat with his arms.
Blessedly, we're only doing one tonight.
Yes.
And you're going to get to go to sleep pretty early, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be good. And then I slept grumpy last night. You ever go to bed and you're like, and you wake up? I kept waking up and I was like, why? How can I be in a bad mood? It's the middle of the night and I'm asleep.
You're at the best place you want to be. You're asleep in a bed.
In my own bed.
Your own bed.
There's nothing. There should be no problems there.
Right.
But it turns out Grumposaurus, and I woke up with a headache. I don't know. Other people.
That's why you were mad.
Well, people wake up with headaches, and I'm sorry for them because it's a terrible thing to have happened. And so what I did was I decided I didn't have a Dork Forest until 2:30. I was in my pajamas till 1. I was just, all right, fine. I'm just going to sit around and do nothing.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's, the thing, I'm in Cleveland. Everyone at the club's like, what'd you do today? Did you go see the museum? Did you? I'm like, no. I woke up and then I went back to bed and I slept more. And then I went to the pool.
Then you went swimming.
Yeah. And it was a great lazy day of just sitting in crisp white sheets, watching HGTV. There's a Chip and Joanna marathon. There was a house I hadn't seen before. I was like, this is heaven.
Over the weekend, we always watch 1,000 things. I went and saw Widows.
Oh,
the movie Widows. It was outstanding.
Oh, cool.
It was essentially Ocean's 8, but a real film. It was like the film version of Ocean's 8. And
I saw Ralph Breaks the Internet with my son.
Oh, good. I heard it was cute.
It's really good.
All right, good. Oh, and we went to last night.
Sarah Silverman is having a sweet career.
Oh, cool. Oh,
yeah.
Because it's voiceover work,
yeah,
which is the greatest. You can do it in your robe.
Yes.
So
Billy Eichner's in The Lion King.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Jeez.
We went to...
How come... Listen to these golden voices, Jackie. How come we're not VOing stuff? Listen how beautiful and elegant we sound.
I've written myself out of my own romance novel, so let's keep that into it. So last night we went to the Disney store because we went to the mall because, whatever, there was a Peppermint Bark, Williams-Sonoma, free box of Peppermint Bark. So we go to the mall the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So it was a madhouse.
Right.
And then Andy was like, I think there was something I was supposed to look at the Disney store. Now, here's the thing about Andy. He has been very disappointed that Toys R Us is closed.
Okay.
Because every year we buy a bunch. He loves toys. He's a grown-up man. He doesn't need any more toys.
Right.
So we buy them for tots.
Oh, okay.
Toys for tots.
that's cute.
Yeah. So we like to go shopping and spend too much money on Toys for Tots, and it's a delight. But he was like, well, now there's nowhere to go. Toys R Us is gone. And I was like, okay.
Target.
1,000 stores sell toys.
Yeah.
And we could even order them on Amazon if we had to. But we go down to the Disney store to look for something. There was some Hot Wheel thing. Anyway, but huge sale. Huge. They were having a big blowout where all the action figures were $10, all the dolls were $10, and all the plushy stuff, the stuffed animals, were $10 and $12. So we got $300 worth of toys, and they're all brand name toys because it's Disney. So it was like we got all like Marvel and Star Wars action figures, and
I can't believe this is a story on our comedy podcast.
Well, here's the good news: is we got the credit card, got $100 off. So $300 worth of toys, got it for $200.
Jeez.
And here's the only reason I mentioned it is because I was telling my sister, and she was like, because we got Winnie the Poohs, like real, like Dalmatians and like cool. When I was a kid, we would get free toys from the place, right? That would give toys for poor kids, and they were all fucking knockoffs. So to get a brand name toy was like fucking A. And every time Andy would pick like some obscure character from like Nightmare Before Christmas, I'd be like, nope, we're gonna go with Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyway, it's go see comedy this week.
Are we done?
Let's do it.
Bye.